tournament
Yes.
last week, and last week we said, hey, look, you're gonna get a good impression just what your team is about. So thoughts after four in the books.
Yeah. So after the weekend, we went 3-1, as you know, and I felt pretty good about the team and how things went over the weekend. We lost a pretty competitive match against Dominican, who's a very good team, and I think the difference in that match was just their ability to play at a more consistent level. We gave up. I'm just watching the video of it, and we just let them go on too many runs against us, too many 3, 4, 5 point scoring runs against us, and that is something that from the beginning of the season I've been stressing with this team is consistency. We can't let teams make big runs against us, and I don't believe we should have. A lot of it had to do the loss. A lot of the issues were with our serve receive and with our ball control in general. We weren't passing well. We weren't digging balls to target. We weren't, which doesn't allow us to run a multiple offense. And so once we begin relying on just 1 or 2 players in the front row, we become predictable and we become easier to defend. And that's what happened against Dominican. And our girls knew that. We couldn't pass very well, and it was just all over the place. And so it created some issues for our offense. And they were a good defensive team. And if you were only setting 1 or 2 players, then it's a lot easier for that defense to set up and make plays. But for the most part over the weekend, we did play pretty well. Holy Names Friday night, we played very solid, very consistent. We hit at a high percentage as a team. Every one of our hitters was very good that night. Our ball control was very good that night, and but we just have to work on stringing it together on a consistent basis from here on out.
Your non-league schedule continues. Another tournament with a Pac West, a crossover. More good opponents up first. Seattle Pacific. Have been able to kind of watch them so far to kind of see what they're about, or is it more just kind of worried about your guys' self right now?
I haven't received the video yet, and once I do, I will take a look at it. But I did go over their website and just read and research and do what I could, and it does look like they have a young team, and we have a veteran team. And I looked at their results from last weekend. But really, yeah, at this point, we really are more focused on ourselves, because we have a good team, and we know that we are good enough to compete with anybody within our region, not just within our conference, but within this really tough region that we're in. And if we make some changes based on last weekend and clean up a couple areas of our game, I'm looking forward to going down there this weekend and going up against some teams outside of our conference within our region and seeing how we're able to do.
A lot of sports and coaches, when it's like the non-league games, we'll throw in some other players just to see how they do. But for these games, when you're facing, these regional opponents, is it tough enough to do that and going with, the starters just because, they're so important, say, later down the line for region?
Yeah, no, these matches are very important for our postseason, play, and we want to be in the postseason, and we want to win in these matches that are outside of our conference but within our region. Should we be in that postseason hunt, we want to have some wins against these other teams. But last weekend we had 14 players, and I believe 13 played. So, and that was a little bit of wanting to get some players in, but also because, like I said earlier, we have more depth this year. We have 3 very good middle blockers, and Janelle Ayala was not starting this weekend, but she went in and played probably half as much as Alondra Haro, who's one of our starting senior middles. Lauren Reed, one of our freshmen, got in the game and did all right. Kayla Costello from Del Norte, she's one of our backup setters. She got in a little bit and played some, got her feet wet, and that was fun to see. She did very well. Odelia Ryan, we had a lot of girls get in the game this weekend. At times because we had an opportunity to put more players in because we were winning by a lot, but other times because things weren't going well, and I have confidence in those girls that are on my bench that can come in and make some changes and make some positive impact on the game.
4 matches, last week, and then 4 more this week. After 4 to start the season, where you guys pretty much spent after all that action, and how we prepare for this week, knowing that you guys have more this weekend?
Yeah, well, no, we were spent. I mean, they were wiped out. We played 2 on Friday and 2 on Saturday. Got home, we took Sunday and Monday off to rest the legs and get ready, and we know we have 4 more coming up. So we'll practice today. We'll practice hard today. We'll be traveling most of the day tomorrow. But it's spread out a little bit more this weekend, which is nice. We only have Friday is the only day where we're playing 2 matches. But I do think our girls, I mean, they were sore, but they're not injured. There's a difference, and so just a little bit of rest We have a great athletic training staff, and Stephanie came down there with us and really kept our girls, feeling good and icing them up and getting them ready before matches. So they do a really good job. But I also think our girls, a testament to the team. They came in fit and they're prepared for this. And this is the most grueling part of the season as far as the number of matches per day. We don't do this from here on out. And so we'll get through these first 2 weeks, and then it'll be, taper down a little bit and stay healthy, and we're doing just fine.